class you're going to see is an intermediate class, but an intermediate class at the end of a semester or a course. So they're really quite advanced for an intermediate class. It's very important, as well as her dancing, to remember that Martha Graham involved herself with some of the other great artists of the mid-20th century, Alexander Calder and Noguchi, to name a few artists, musicians such as Samuel Barber, Giancarlo Menotti, Aaron Copland, of course, William Schumann. It was almost like Diaghilev at the beginning of the century with the ballet using Picasso, Stravinsky. She was a major, major force in the arts, and it is such an important part of the Graham heritage that one remember this about Martha Graham. And this is part of the genius of her and everybody she worked with, and such an important thing to remember about this very great woman, as well as what we are blessed, those of us who have worked with her and teach the technique, this great, great technique that builds dancers. Hi, everybody. Please get ready, feet together. Nice and tall. We've got wonderful Reed Hansen at the piano. Shoulders nice and relaxed, hands on the ankles so you don't pull the feet up into a sickle position. Look relaxed, but don't relax. You're going to go over your 16 bounces to begin with. 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 1. Stretch. And from the base of the spine, through the head, and up, and forward, and open, and go close to yourself, over. Drop the head so the entire back stretches. Very small pulls. Reach. And last set. The Graham class starts on the floor because Martha believed that starting on the floor gave you a base for standing up that really let the body center. And cross the left leg in front, please. And the simple breathing on 2 counts, lift. Now this simple intake of the breath and the outtake are really the precursors of the contraction and the release, which is the more technical term for it. And it's a precursor for one of the most major terms in this technique. And it develops into 4 counts. Again. And on 3 counts, adding the spiral, which is the other great area that she'd explored. The spiral and the contraction and the release are the hallmarks of the Graham technique. Positions of the back going into the head, which are called the 6s. finally, the development to the opening. 1. And the lift of the back, lifting the arm. Turning. And suspending. And pressing the weight. Using the contraction back in. Weight is pressed into the legs and suspend and opening right away in the other side. And over, turn. Use all 3 counts and suspend. Feet together and stay. Thank you. Very nice. Yes, this is a very good example, this breathing series, of how the technique came from the stage. This was actually used in 1954 in a ballet called Arden Song, and then it was brought into the classroom and became part of the technique. Okay, let us take the small contractions, please. We're going to go out 1, 2, and a double contraction, and 3. Hold your 4th count. Contract down to the feet. Release forward. And come in 8. 1, 2, and 3. Hold 4 to the side. 5 down to the feet. 6. Release 7 and 8. 4 times from side to side. Finish 1, 2, and lift up 3, and hold your 4. Okay, starting in, please. The roundest part of the back is the lowest part of the back. And 1, 2, and 3. Hold 4 to the left. Down, and 7, and 8, and 1. To the left, and contract, forward, contract, in, and 1. 2 double contractions, hold. To the right, left, sorry, in, and 7, and 8. 1 more, and 3, hold. 5, 6, and 7. Finish, 1, 2, up. Open and stay. Feel the weight of the arms. The arms are held by the back. Please keep breathing. Very nice. Stretch forward. Thank you. Okay. Lift the knees up, please. And open into second again. And take the deep contractions. 2 sets plain. The contractions in, going over to the release and come up and to the sides and the sides. The first and the second, third and fourth one, you have your contraction, turn, release side, go over 3, and come up 4. Contract 1, and out, contract over, and up, and with the feet together, same thing. 1, and 2, 3, and 4. 1, turn, release out, 3, and 4. First one uses the contraction hand, which again came from the stage all the way back 1931. Primitive Mysteries. Not just a stylistic thing, but actually a very good technical device to keep the contraction going through the top of the body all the way out through the other side. Okay. 1, 2, Ready, here we go, and contract. Over and release. Up. Turn, in, out, up. One, turn, out, in, and up. Feet, turn, out, in, up. One, turn, out, down, and up. Very nice, very nice. Okay, the feet, please. Taking one foot at a time. I'm sorry, both feet. 1, 2, point. Let's do the right foot. 3 and 4. But you're going to point both feet at the same time. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Start with the left foot. 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. Both feet. 1 with the arms. 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, and again. And then into the breathings here, twice. Again, with the head, only the head. Resist the left shoulder from turning. In, lift up, and in. Finally, with the arms and the head. And as you bring the arms out, open the legs wide. Yes? Okay, here we go. Sorry. Breathing up, 1. And come in. Try to get the tension out of your shoulders, please. Good. And the head to the left. Make the gesture in the body, not the arm. Lift. And the head takes the cue from the turning of the back. And just twice. Up, not back, but up. And get ready to hold and stay. Good. And close. Catch your breath. And sit up, please. Turn to the side on the right hip. Bring the legs into 4th position. Okay. Take the set turning, the big set at the end. Take 1 regular set, 1 double time. Finish 1, 2, 3, 4, and pitch. Okay? Your tempo will be 1, 2, 3, here we go. And a 1. Remember, the head is delayed. The spiral happens first from the hip, through the waist, the shoulder, the turn, hip, waist, arm lifts. Now double time it on 1. Right off the floor, and finally this time it goes to the floor as the weight shifts. Pull it back up, arm to the ceiling, and contract over and around, and a beautiful strike. And double, up, over, up, and over, and contract, and out. Very nice. Good. Okay. Change sides, please. What's so interesting about so many of these movement studies, I don't like calling them exercises, they really are movement studies, is that they are really like musical studies. They are themes and variations. You stated your simple theme on 4 counts. Your first variation was taking it a double time. You went on 2 counts and 1 count. And in this case, we only really did half a set of the double time. And all the way through, almost all of these sets that we've done up to now, they have started with a simple theme, and then there's been a development based on that simple theme. And all the way through the technique, this is so. And it follows, as I said, the line of a musical study. And I think it works so well. And it's so tied to music, and that's why music is so terribly important to the technique, to any technique, but especially here in the floor work for the Graham technique. Okay, let's take the other side, please. Okay, we're going to do it on 3s on this side. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And the 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2. Right arm up. Now 2 counts to the back. 1. 1 count in. And 2. And 1, 2. Pitch. Pick it up. Now take 3 whole counts for the contraction. And strike. 2, sit, 3, finish. 1, 2, and stay. Good. Okay, very nice. Okay, now we have our long set, our back extensions, combining falls. Falls are very, very important to this technique. To Martha, the reason for falling was very simple. It's an affirmation of the ability to recover, to stand again, possibly has to do with dying and reliving. You could read many, many things into it. So we go down to come up, to go down and come up. It's like a continuing cycle. And there are, in this next study that we're doing, we're combining several different exercises several different kinds of falls. Always in the falls, in this, the way we're doing it here, the contraction and actually the position that you fall in is seen by the audience before you actually take it into the floor. It is essential that the contraction is what takes you into the floor. It is a technical reason for doing the contraction first, and you must land in the contraction before you release. Relaxation has no part of the falls. There is no such moment in any of the falls for a moment of relaxation. You are either in a contraction or in a release. It's a matter of the body being closed, then open, then closed and open, depending whether you're in a contraction or in a release. And it is the exchange of those movements that are the mechanics of getting in and out of the floor. So we have the back extensions, one of each. The forward and back extensions twice. Take the contractions, the sixes to the floor. The high release. 3 counts up, 3 counts down once with a full turn. Take the step, 3 counts to the side, come around into your pretzel position, one of each. After the 5 twos, take one more fall. 2 counts down, 1, 2, 3, roll up stage 4, sit 1, 2, fall 3, 4, 1, 2, lay back, 4, release, 2, come back down, 3, come up to the knee, 4. When you're up on the knee, make sure that the hip is facing the side, and from the waist up only, you are facing the front. The shoulder is over the hip is over the knee. So you are in an arabesque. Do not expect this leg to be directly behind you. It's actually slightly in front, but from the front, it looks like you are in a true arabesque. You're going to take the traveling fall 2 counts around, 2, 2 counts to shift, 2, 2 counts to fall in, 2, stretch the left leg out, 2, come around, 2, come to 4th position front, 2, shift forward, 2, and come up, 2, and hold. Okay? So we start on 3s and change to 2s so that the underlying beat is going to change throughout, but the tempo stays pretty much the same throughout. Okay? 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. Go around. Feel the arabesque line. Turning the waist only to the front. Good. Turn the hip. Up. Turn. Turn. Go back to the right, the left, the right. Head to the right. Turn just ahead. Go, go, go. Go up. And go into the floor, in. Take the contraction all the way down. You end in contraction, then release it. Up. High up in the back, not high off the floor. And gather yourself in the contraction again. And leave the head as you turn. And open, then change. And step. Stretch that left arm out. Come around and into that left hip. 3 counts now. 1. Down, around. Arms up. the arm. Stay up, 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 and around. On, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and up. And very slow, drop the right knee to the left. The right leg to the shoulder. Left leg to the shoulder, sorry. And come around and up. Quick fall, and a 1, 2, 1, 2, and up, down, 2, and out, in, and 5, 2 count fall, 2, and out, in, roll around, 2, and fall, 2, release, in, back, and up, 2, come down, come up, and 2, change, 2, fall, in, 2, and stretch, come around, 2, and front, and stretch forward, 2, and up, and stay. Very nice. Thank you, everybody. Okay. We are now ready for our pliés. Take a breath. Demi-pliés first, please. 1 without the arms, 2 counts down, 2 counts up, 1 with the arms. Take your deep contraction, 4 counts down, 4 counts up. Your plain grand plié, 2, 4 counts down, 4 counts up. Change to 2 counts with the bend to the right and coming up, bend to the left. Take a 2 count releve and a 2 count coming down. In second position, the same thing, bend to the left. 1, 2, up 2, up 2, up 2. In fourth position, only start with a deep contraction, and it's only 2 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4. Take your just your plie and up with the arm, the other side in fourth. Fifth position is the same thing. Start with a deep contraction, 2 counts, and 2 counts up, and the 2 count grand plie, 2 count grand plie, other fourth, fifth, and fifth. So fourth and fifth are the same, first and second are the same. Okay? Here we go. Be sure you're pulled up from the leg through the hip, shoulders over the hip, head right through the center. Feel a little more pulled up in the front. The back should feel longer than the front. Be sure you're breathing. Be sure the arms are out to the side a little bit so they're not covering what you're doing. They're not behind you. Breathe all the time. 1, 2, ready, and demi 1. And use the turnout as you come up. Good. Contract. Keep the contraction all the way down. Good. And reach forward so there's no pressure on the back of the knees as you come up. Very nice. And center the head before you start down. 4 counts. And again, use the turnout as you come up and watch the straightening of the knees. And 2 counts. Bend to the right and bend to the left. And straighten through the center. And down. And second, please. Up. The legs should feel longer, as if you're going to do a releve right here. And up. And good. The arms are at the top when you're at the bottom. And lift up to the left. Be sure you pay attention to the bend of both arms and up. the contraction in fourth. 1, all the way, and release. And straight down in the plie, left arm. Other side, up. Release. Good, thank you. Okay. Your parallel brushes, please. 4 straight ahead, 4 straight ahead left, 4 off, small, off, small, 4 hip height, 4 hip height. To the side, be sure both legs stay parallel, parallel, very low off the floor. Go back to the first side, plie half time 2, stay on the same side with contraction. Remember, we're going to turn the top of the body. For second side, I'm sorry, plie here, but there's no contraction. 2, and then with the contraction and turning the body the other way. Okay? Here we go. Now, be sure the weight is slightly forward. Again, the bottom of the body, the back of the body, rather, should feel a little bit longer than the front of the body so that the weight is off the heels. Be sure the arms are not being carried behind you. 1, 2, that's your tempo. Here we go. And a 1, out, out, shift. Lift up. Keep pulling up on the standing side so you don't sink into the hip. And plie. Up. Contract. And same side. And up and good. Okay. A long combination, and I may need some help from you people. Okay, so let's learn this combination. We have the tendu 1, turn on the second one, quarter turn. Pull the left side of the back so that it helps you to turn. In another quarter turn. In a half turn. Take your circle into your quasi position. Take your contraction on 1. Release on 1, out on 1, into your passage in, to the back 1, your knee vibrations in, contraction passe, développé 2, 3, contract 4, développé 2, 3, in, only 2 counts, 2, rond de jambe, in, 2 counts, stay, 1, 2, in, and change, and the 1, and 2. Chassé turn, and skitter, 5, and double turn, 6, 7, other side, 1, and 2. Chassé turn, 3, and skitter, 5, and 6, and 7. Be sure both legs are turned out. Good, yeah, and be sure that you have a different dynamic. This is all very technical, and this is much more dancey. So give it a much lighter feeling. Reed is going to do that in the music for you. Follow the music. Reed always has the answers for you. Okay? All right. So you're going to have a real change of dynamic when we go into the one with the skitter. Okay? Make it very clear what you're doing. Be sure you really give me a beautiful change of the back here and to the back. Yes, dear?
Two groups?
I'm sorry.
2 groups. Possible, because I don't have space.
Don't, from here, 6, 7, and hold. We're not doing the second side. Okay? All right, here we go. Any questions? Two groups, I'm sorry. Yes, I want 2 groups. Thank you. All right. You stay, you people stay, you people go off. And now spread out. And you have to come down stage, please, because you're going to chasse back. Okay. Be sure you turn of the arm, turn here. Ready? 2, and go. 1. And move. Turn up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and stay. Okay, good. Thank you. This rounded movement with the leg here, this is taken, again, another good example from the stage. It is called the knee vibration. It was first done in Cave of the Heart in the 40s. Call it a knee vibration. And it's done in many, many of Martha's ballets, but it was first done in the 40s in Cave of the Heart, which is the Medea story. Okay. Come down stage, please, everybody. You're going to have to chasse back. You're going to not have any. Marion, come down stage, honey. Okay. Here we go. Ready? 1, and 2, and 1. Vibrations are from the 1940s ballet called Cave of the Heart, the story of Medea. Thank you. Everybody back, please. Your grand battement. From the front, 1, 2, 3, brush back and close. Left side, 1, 2, 3, brush back and close. Start back, 2, 3, brush front and close, and the other side, back, back, front, close, start, close front, 2, 3, releve down, 1, front, 3, releve, close. When you do the releve, be sure you press down on your standing leg. Do not follow the leg that's going out. Press straight down and bring the other leg back to you. Hold the arms, please. Don't follow the leg that's moving. Stand right smack on your standing leg. Here we go. 1, 2, That's your tempo. Here we go. And 1. Okay. All right, let's get the feet a little warmed up. Starting with the downstage foot in profile. Take the walking prance, 16. 1, 2, 3, cut. Here, releve. 7, 8. With a turn, yes. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Hold 7, 8. 1, 2. Right? Okay. So you're going to do the full turn. Remember, the full turn is still in the prance position. Thigh is parallel to the floor. The up leg is parallel to the standing leg. Again, I'm going to use Greta as an example, but I'm going to hold this so she doesn't fall down. The back is held. The front is actually pulled up longer than the back. The body is held exaggeratedly forward so that when you come down, there is very little weight on the heels, because this is going to go into the air, and in the prance, there is no plie, so that the weight is taken through the foot, almost as if the foot is doing a plie through every inch, every tendon, every ligament, instead of the plie, so that it must start here when you don't do it with a prance. And that can only happen if the weight is off the heels. So get ready to do that now, so when you do it in the air, it's not a surprise to the body. 5, 6, 7, 8, and go 1. And turn and change. 2. Good. Okay, let's go to the side of the room to come back. Okay. Let's just remind ourselves of the long combination, please. I really want to see the use of the back. We have our walk and our triplet turn, and step back in the contraction. Développé tilt, change the back and slide into the floor. Go in the same direction here, onto the knee. The tilt on the knee. The contraction sit in the attitude. The knee should be very close to the chest. The développé pushing through in the hip, not in the lower back, in the hip. The fouetté into the pitch, onto the hands. The step through, here, and here, and here. And the pitch turn, be sure the left arm is very active so that you keep turning. 16 threes. Ladies go 2 at a time. The last ladies make a triangle, and gentlemen go 2 at a time. Ready, and go. The split fall is used in so many of the dances. Originally came from Night Journey. Story of Oedipus in 1947 was used in Diversion of Angels, 1948. Good. Okay. Our prances in the air now. Almost the same thing. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and go. And a 1, 2, 3. Okay, with a 3 under it, take your saute here and saute attitude bells 3, and the PK here, and the butterflies here, and 6. Yeah? Saute, cut underneath yourself here. Small tilt, tilt and hold, yes? And then without taking a step, go right onto the right leg, bend to the right, and remember the change happens up in the air before you land on the left. Be sure both arms are working together with you, here, up, down. And that timing of the arms up over landing with the leg is really what you're looking for. 1, and 2, and ready, and go. And 1. Okay, let's go back in this direction, please. And let's come from the diagonals. Let's take the ladies alone. From here, one at a time. And we're going to take the leap. One leg bent, second leg bent, both legs bent with the arch back. And this is on a 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Is that a good tempo? You want a little faster? 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and go. And a 1. Slower for the gentleman. Remember your combination? 1, this is a 3 under. 1, 2, 3, and 1. with our fast leaps. 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. And okay. Come back in the center, please. Start a little further back. Take the fall on 4, 1, 2, stretch out, roll over, 1, 2, 3, and 4, turn, let a beat go by, 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, here, let a beat go by, and 1, 2, 1 and 2, here, let a beat go by, and 1, 1. All right? Don't anticipate. All right? I know you get, where is that beat going to come in? Don't anticipate. All right, here we go. And 1. Very good. Beautiful class, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.